Oh, right. Eden. Welcome everybody to Simulation Talk 283. I feel like a real video something. What is this? What is this nonsense? How are everybody doing? Let's see, let's bring it up a little. There we go. I think that's a better situation. Everybody can hear me okay, I'm assuming. TikTok and YouTube and X and Twitch. Welcome everybody. If you want to join us on Twitch, it's LaserX83 on Twitch. And let's see if we can do something with Discord as well. I think we can add our event there. Just start a stage so people can come and join. What's up, Ninth? If you want to come and chat in a moment, you can raise your hand. Welcome, everyone. We took a bit of a moment here, a few days. What's up, Jackie and Val and Mark and Guru? Appreciate you. Carter is in the house. How are you, brother? Who did you show the code to? I'm excited. Kimber. AJ is in the house. Which platform do I prefer to watch? Which platform? I prefer YouTube. I think YouTube is what we're putting all the emphasis on. You guys can hear me okay, right? Insanity is San. Laura. What is this? Oh, it's a fly. Welcome, everybody, to Simulation Talk 283. We'll get into it tonight. I'm not sure if it's going to be a very long episode, but it's going to be a fun one for sure. Guru, thank you, brother. Day trade is saying spiral is the universal consciousness and substrate of reality itself. This is why you see spiral everywhere in reality. This is soul training simulation. I have no idea what it has to do with the spiral. However, spiral just appeared on TikTok, so that's fun. The simulation is fun. If you're saying a spiral of what? What is it made out of? Just a spiral? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Okay. And thank you for the question, AJ. I appreciate that. Val is doing. Hey. Wait, can you guys hear me okay? No, that's good volume. That is a good volume, I believe. You guys can hear me fine. Okay, let's see if we can get into a few questions. What's up, Migo? Or Migu? I'm not sure how to pronounce that handle, but I appreciate you, brother. How's Germany doing? Power Off is in the house. How you doing, my brother? Jen. Let's see if we can bring some people on. Ah, it's pretty lonely on Discord. Let's see. Up. Where does it say? Okay. I think we're in business. Good to see you, brother. I'm doing wonderful. I was on a trip for a few days, so I had to take some time off from streaming because I was off grid technically. I am the guy that made the I Can See the Code in the Laser video. Correct, Benny. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate you guys. Let's see what is the daily ranking drop to? Oh, still D2. All right. Doesn't drop that much, I guess. What's up, Joshua? Okay, let's see if we can get into some questions. I see all the regulars. What has been interesting recently? I'm sure there was some things. I've been showing the laser recently. It was a lot of fun. We have some great things coming up. I'm very excited about the film. It's in the works. It's in post production. Wonderful things are coming, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. It's going to be ready closer to the end of the year. I am not in Canada. No, Kathy. I am in America. US, baby. But I'm sure you can still, the algorithm might still promote it. Benny's saying or asking, what's your theory on what that stuff is? Like some kind of a laser influence, able spectrum of light. What the thing between the laser is, we don't really know. We truly don't know. We're calling it the code of reality, but the truth is we have no idea what it really is. It's some kind of a hyperstructure of some sort. Working on it. Oklahoma, where the wind blows, and I can't speak. You know, I was actually coming from Oklahoma and driving through Colorado the day we figured out the laser. So I guess that puts Oklahoma on the map in that sense. Thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate that. Whomever's liking, Benny's liking. Thank you so much, brother. Have you tried the red laser enhancing glasses yet? No, I have not had time to try anything. I was busy beyond belief with everything. So all the tests will come the second we secure a budget. At this point, the more important thing is to build a container from which we can actually explore, because at this point, all the regular tests were done. Now we need concrete, structured, streamlined research that includes actual researchers, protocols, data collection, all of these things that require budgets. That's what we're working on. Until that day comes, which should be pretty soon, there's not many tests that are happening. Still happening all over the world. People are doing them, but I'm not doing them until we have something that is a little bit more seriously attached. Amazing, Carter. You want to tell us about it? Good to see you, Jay. Whoa. Val is saying, I think it's just light. What is just light? Charlie, how are you, my brother? What? I don't know what you mean by it's just light. I want you to contemplate what the universe would be like with no sense of it. No sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, thought, or motion. Without these things, the universe is a void. All right? Oh, that's exciting, Guru. Consciousness is responsible for pulling the universe out of the void, bringing light to reality. That's beautiful. I like it. I just think consciousness is fundamental, so I'm not sure it even came about. It was always there. But I like the idea that you're presenting. What are you talking about? You said it's just light. Science first, baby. Wow, sorry for all the yawning. Yeah, good to see you too. Okay, so let's see if I can address a few things a little deeper. Again, thank you so much for the love that we're getting on TikTok. And also, if you're on YouTube, a like would be extremely valued. Yes, appreciated. If you want to like the live, the algorithms love that. Carter is saying a local here in my area took her first journey and quite literally ran over to the protocol area to see it. She was struggling to talk, but starting describing it immediately. Some film usable. Amazing. Amazing. What is it, man? Huh? What is it that some people just see it and some people struggle so much? I don't understand. We should all be kind of the same. What is going on here? I don't know where you're going to be able to watch the film, but you will be going to be able to watch it somewhere. It's going to be ready by the end of the year. Hold on, I'm going to heat up some water. I mean, it's on. Of course. Yeah, as long as you're okay with being. What do you need? Oh, okay. If you don't want to move now. Were you able to stream when you were? No, pretty much all grid. Yeah. The internet was not the best. And also, I was pretty preoccupied. Sorry about the pause. I really needed some coffee. Let's see for some of the questions. This should save us. Let's go through them one by one. Kato is saying, I took notes on that. She is a third of the same archetype that could nearly see it almost immediately. Yeah. I wonder what that is. I definitely belong to that archetype. What's up, Blood? Oi. The happy Italian. I love your handle, man. That was good. Good to see you. Hot Dog loves Simulation Talk. Simulation Talk loves you, man. The movie is coming out at the end of the year. Well, the movie's not out yet. But notice how your fingerprint is a spiral. It's the code key proof of the body built. And I mean, just. You know what my position on these general statements are. Everything's a triangle. Look how how your head resembles a triangle. Come on, man. Let's get real. Spiral is in the shape. Yes, it is. It's the architecture of consciousness itself. Every soul memory is encoded. All right. Well, I guess we just disagree. Wait, couldn't see what after 5 p.m. Did I watch Donald Hoffman's interview on DOAC? I don't know what DOAC. I'm familiar with Donald Hoffman's work, though. Pretty sure he didn't say anything new. But what is DOAC? What is that? And yeah, if you guys want to follow on Twitch, it will be LaserX83. Is the female god you saw Shaktism, Hinduism, Divine Mother? She was basically, again, I'm always saying it with some trepidation, but it's true that she was just presented as a hot babe, basically. Very, very tall, very, very up there. The code can be seen with mushrooms, yes. Diary of CEO. You thought I'm going to know that that means Diary of CEO? You have way too much faith in me, my friend. Oh, it's what's his name? Okay. He's a big channel. I had no idea that this what it was called. I mean, yeah, I'm familiar with Donald Hoffman's work, so I don't necessarily need to watch any particular interview. Was there anything there that stood out to you in particular? Nico, how are you, my brother? So good to see you. We're gonna try and get it into theaters, but we'll see. All right, Nico. Nico might join us in a moment. Who doesn't love a good lasagna, Jay? Okay, let's see what we can dive into. I honestly am not sure of. Joshua is saying code after 5-MeO. Yeah, we know that it's. We see it with 5-MeO very, very strongly. He was talking about a project he's working on to interface with this reality outside of space-time. Oh, cool. Yeah, if you find, do you know what timestamp that was on? I just don't feel like watching a whole conversation just to find that one bit. Otherwise, wait, why isn't that? Why does it look like it's pointing in the wrong direction? So weird. Thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate you. See, I never know if people are like spamming or trolling or they're serious because I can't take you seriously. Day trade. You're saying things like the spiral isn't a religion or belief; it's the architecture of growth. You're providing zero uh, justification for that. It's just you kind of saying so, right? You move through life in spirals. I mean, it's one way of saying it, or you move through life as waves. Revisiting the same lessons from higher levels each time. I mean, I understand the sentiment, but it's just to me, statements of this kind, they don't mean anything. They're just vacuous. There's nothing in there. They don't do anything. They don't predict anything. It's just things you're saying. And again, there's no problem with it, of course, but like you're presenting it here as like this grand truth. So if I am to respect you and to talk to you like I would talk to a person that would be right next to me, that's how I would respond. Which is like, what does that even mean, man? It's let's put a little bit more thought into it, shall we? What did a female god look like? Skin color, hair color. Didn't see her head. Skin color was, I guess, white. I'm not sure that mattered. I think the communication was more around her position and kind of like influence and power. Zero one is saying you are underestimating the level of awareness in a space like this. I'm not sure if I understand what you mean by that, but I just want people that if you're gonna voice if you're gonna voice a truism instead of just you're not asking a question, right? Which, by the way, people are free to do, and I encourage people to share ideas. But if all you have is spiral is everything, well, then my response is no, it's not. That's about how far we're gonna go. Pakistani pilot. What's up, Evan? You tried praying to the female god. I know you actually asking it semi seriously, or maybe seriously, so that's why it's funny. No, I haven't. I never really thought about praying to any of the gods that I saw. I think I'm going to reserve my operational convictions to when it actually presented to me directly. If you look into orchestrated reduction, it makes a lot of sense. Talking about you're talking about OR like microtubules. Yeah, microtubules, right? Yeah. Yeah. We did a brain scan with Hemrov. I don't know if you noticed, but we're in contact with him. So a lot of the brain scan studies that we've done were actually with him and his main guy who does all the data analysis, Sterling. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be in the film. That's sick, baby. The female god is Lilith. Did she create the simulation? Simulations, I think. Yes. Been gone for a while. I was also been gone for a while. What's up, Travis? Ended up reaching something called Meta Awareness 9.8 status, persistent, unbound. In the aftermath of this, I've started an AI tech company. Very weird times. I mean, sounds awesome. Welcome back. Thank you so much for promoting Guru. I appreciate you. Thoughts on the coal? I actually don't know what you're referring to. What is the coal? What is that? What is that? You mean K-hole? Is that what you mean, Pakistani pilot? Yeah, definitely feels very similar. I mean, it just strips, the situation to the grid, and you just kind of see the fundamentals, the most basic thing. Absolutely. Is this something you partake in a lot? Good to see everybody. Bad Daddy's in the house. Yo. Yeah. Also, with the, have you ever tried it with the molecule? It's pretty wild, isn't it? Bi-monthly. It's a good term. It should be used more often. Bi-monthly. I like it. It's very measured. Timestamp is 125.57. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me go. 125. Boom. Let me see. He's asking him if thinking about these things might make you go mad. Is that a real concern? Valid question. I think I never understand. This is I mean, I haven't watched the bit you tell me about yet, and I will. I want to focus right now on people, but I'll talk about it tomorrow. But this comment alone, always kind of. Sometimes I'm asked this as well about what I do. I truly do not understand the mind that conjures that question. Like I understand where it's coming from, but it's almost like we're going backwards to a world. It's almost like we're asking this question from an archaic world pre-scientific revolution. I don't even understand how a modern person can ask that question. What do you mean if thinking about it is there a danger by thinking about it we might go mad? Like thinking about what? About the nature of reality at its core? That's the bedrock of science. Like what is the question here exactly? Again, I know he's considered to be kind of like one of the biggest, if not the biggest podcasters in the world, but I do not. And Danny Jones asked me this once too. Like, what if like thinking about it might lead us astray? Well, like, listen, if it's true, you want to partake in it. You want to move. You want to follow the truth. What else are you going to follow? I just don't understand this kind of questioning. Just even that line of reasoning or questions. Do you have any experience with sleep paralysis? Happened to me a few times, not on a regular basis. I have a good friend that had this happening to him for years. Is this something you're experiencing? You know that your body is paralyzed every night, right? There's just basically a disorder in which your body wakes up while you're still paralyzed in your REM sleep, so you can't move. And then some people get stuck in that state and then they sometimes experience pretty terrifying things. Bad Daddy saying he had episodes you had episodes of sleep paralysis. Got it. Yeah, those are not fun. Chavez is saying it's weird because I know very little about the field, but I've been able to make revolutionary changes in AI, security, safety, efficiency. I have no experience in this field. No idea why it works. Real, your purpose will find you. Beautiful, Chavez. Beautiful. People are more comfortable with a lie than the truth, and that's fine. But I don't understand the question. Should we even follow this? Should we just keep believing lies? Like I don't understand this question. I don't know how a modern person can ask that question. I truly don't understand. Oop. Real is subjective. I don't think so. I think real is real, something that exists. feel like I'm interacting with other dimensionals of unconsciousness, maybe just my own construct. I'm not sure what it's referring to. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you, Pakistani pilot. My wife accidentally had a mega dose of L the other week and saw sigil like code from the light sources. There you go. It's funny because she doesn't know about this stuff at all. Well, it's there. How many different entities have I encountered? Oh, I have no idea. A very large number. Love and listening to you too, Mark. Is there any new insights or experiments that you've done lately with the laser experiment? Curious what your current thoughts on regarding the core, any future experiments. Yeah, so currently we're working on establishing a full-fledged research program. That's what we focused on, which takes a long time because we had to establish a nonprofit. Takes a little while to get to dot all the I's and cross all the T's, and we've been doing that and working on an actual funding because all the tests that we could do in a regular way, I commented on this in the beginning of the episode, were done. Now, what it requires is a formulated way to approach this project. It needs to have data collection, needs to have scientists involved, it needs to have actual experimental data done, registered, organized, and so we can actually make progress. So currently, I am still here and there running a test or two, but the main focus now is to create the container in which most of these things will take place in years to come. But thank you for the question. Herd mentality, most people will prefer to believe theories that are positive in nature compared to actual truth. Curious if there's anything else hidden that could be revealed, like maybe a secret door. I mean, there's a lot. This is just the beginning. So it's going to take a while before we. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate that. I see Chris is listening on Discord. By the way, Chris, on Discord, can you hear okay? I wonder. I don't think it's that kind of a thing, Bad Daddy. I don't think there's an off switch. Or not one that is available to us, at least. Also, I hope your wife is okay, Pakistani pilot. Doing too much L is not fun. That is for sure. Oh, let's put this here. Wait, what am I doing? Wrong thing. There you go. I'll pop over and check Discord for audio. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Carter. I appreciate you. Loud and clear. There we go. Perfect. If only I can find a way now to both have people. Well, it should. I guess it should just play through. Yeah, I think last time we had an issue with it, but technically, if somebody speaks from Discord, thank you so much, Carter. Other people should be able to hear it also on TikTok, but well, I guess we'll find out next time we have somebody coming on. Wow, 283 episodes of these lives. Almost 300, man. We could have been at 300 a long time ago. I just things happen. Okay, let's see what is happening here. Huh? Oh. Have you tried the 5 with it yet? Yes. We know that with 5 it looks a lot sharper than even with NN. Not additional info, but it looks clearer with it for sure, which is wild to me. If giving the choice, if given the choice, would you wake everyone up without their choice? You can't do that. Like people just, it's just not how it works. Also, you're not waking up in some kind of a base reality, just like in the movie. You're just constantly waking up to a larger reality, and in fact, it's the opposite of what is depicted in the Matrix. The real world is the computational world, so that's actually the awakening. Good question, though. From personal experience, when you are speaking from personal experience, when you are allowed to tinker, you also know what you are doing and are doing it for the greater good. Good answer. I'd be a send. Wait. I'd be cascaded whatever created the simulation. Would be pissed. I found a way to reveal it. No, they're in full awareness of everything that's going on. It was never a secret. In fact, if you think about it for 2 seconds, the code would not be discernible inside the simulation if it was a secret. It's a clue to a riddle. You can think of it this way. You also check out the archive. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. What is that? I don't know what that means. How does the code react to living tissue? Same thing. Looks exactly the same. Aaron is in the house. Nico is back. Let me know, Nico, if you want to come on and chat. Same thing with the living tissue. It looks exactly like the same code. Let's see if we have another comment from this. Hold on. By the way, is orientate a word? I now heard numerous people saying it. Isn't it orient? What is orientate? Oh, they're both acceptable. Okay, orient is more common, especially in American English. Oh, because okay, it's more like British. Orientate is often considered a like formation from orientation. Got it. And it's more common in British English. Got it. Okay, I thought it was just wrong. But then again, I think British English is wrong, isn't it? Do you think the entities that lead you to discovery are still communicating with you? Do you think there is more that will be revealed? Any thoughts on how they use synchronicities reveal things? So there's a bunch of questions all in one, all good questions. The first thing to say is yes, they absolutely are constantly communicating. And I will be doing a lot more tests soon. So I'll be able to report more on that. And how the synchronicities reveal things, I think that's actually relatively simple to explain. Is if they want to communicate a particular thing, they would make your attention linger on a particular mental or physical object at a specific time where it's key to your ideation of the subject matter. And that's how they basically navigate. And then they help you, they kind of nudge objects into your story construction. That's essentially how I think these synchronicities happen. It's not that this synchronicity happen, is that they allow your attention to kind of linger just a little longer on a particular thing. And then if you already have ideas around it, well, think about it this way. Humans, there's some humans that are really good at guiding your attention. So they, like magicians, they can actually make you pick the card they want you to pick. So imagine how easy it would be for a multidimensional being that created you to do the same thing, just on a much higher fidelity. I know you get some woo-woo pseudoscientists on here, but I'm serious, man. Managed to get a team of professional to work for equity in the company. Your stuff helped me get here. Just wanted to thank you. So first of all, I'm honored if anything that I've done contributed to your life. I'm not sure if you thought that I'm brushing what you said off. Not at all. I think it's awesome. I don't know what else to say. Like I don't know the details. Um, if everything you're saying checks out, amazing, bro. And again, if I had anything to do with guiding your attention towards a better world life, I mean, I'm just honored. That's all I can say. And yeah, if you want to send me some details of your company and what it does, all the better. You know my email, I think, right? The simulacrum is a name given to the simulation construct in which we find ourselves. The only way the countless anomalies can be explained is via simulation theory. Nah, I don't know if that's actually necessarily true. I don't know how many anomalies there are. I think there's just misunderstandings of humans, but I actually think it's pretty airtight in terms of operation. If you want to know what I've built, how I've built it, and yeah, sure, and something I've made that may be used to you in your pursuit, I can email you. Yeah, so everything I said basically. I have a software I think would be useful to your team. Absolutely. Then go prox@gmail.com if you didn't know. Then go prox@gmail.com for matters of this kind. If you guys are sending me theories, it's lasersimulationx@gmail.com. But this is my email for serious matters. what kind what kind of mg dose does one need to see the laser code? I think 0.15. It's all running on symbolic story arcs. Those story arcs are easily manipulated on malicious by higher function entities. Credence on the synchronicity topic. You got it, Evan. I'm watching the Fakeologist channel on YouTube, but the live chat is for the Dango Thoughts channel on my phone. Cool. I can see geometric patterns in the sky. When I focus, does not count as HPPD. Oh, talking about the HPPD. Do you think those entities have control over non-human objects in reality, or do they just operate by nudging us in certain directions? In this reality, we seem to be a link because the laws of physics are the laws of physics. But if they want, I think they can have control. Bad Daddy saying our eyes see so little of true reality through our visible light spectrum. Makes me wonder what all we don't even perceive. Well, that's a big chunk of it for sure. Can I ask, do you know how some beings from different worlds look, or can we not comprehend cause? Oh, I don't know. Like, you mean observe? Hold on, I'm gonna. Hey, Nico, can you? How are you, brother? Would you be able to jump on Discord? I think it will make it easier. Yeah. Awesome. Let me see if I can. Let's see. We'll run the test again because last time we had some issues with it. There we go. Boom. Boom. Wait, what? Oh, why isn't it? There you go. Hopefully, it's not going to do that crazy thing again. Yeah, can you hear me? Let me actually change. Yeah, let me change the mic here. Voice settings. Output. Okay, say things.
Hello, hello.
Beautiful. Okay. So now I think YouTube can hear you, right? Can YouTube hear Nico?
Mic check. Testing.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I mean, they'll be able to tell us in a moment, but I can hear you, and that's the important thing. And I'm sure that awesome, they can hear you. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great. How's that?
Did you find a good balance between nurturing a child and changing the world?
Yeah, man. I think I have so far. I mean, I have the fact that I have an incredible wife and amazing parents-in-law in-laws that are just phenomenal, and it gives me the opportunity to actually still kind of run with everything we've built and keep going, and I'm helping anywhere that I can. But without that, I think it'll be a lot more difficult. I feel very blessed.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think from what I've seen my friends go through, sleep is like the number one thing that everyone tends to kind of like need. But it's amazing. It's amazing how little sleep people can operate on, especially when kids enter the picture. But
Yeah, no, and it's actually it is research based. The fact that it does slow people down, like people with very successful careers, they can. it is a real calculation that they have to kind of make. But I don't know if it has to be the case. I think you can still have a very successful career because I do think that it adds something to your life that is a lot more fulfilling overall. So I think missing out on that, unless it's something that either, like you just know it's not for you or you just simply can't, that's a different story. But if at no age you feel like you want to bring another life and then just go through the process, it sometimes of course can be grueling, but you go through the process of actually raising another life, I think you are missing something out in general. And I'm very happy that I got to do it. So I think that it's worth all the sacrifice that people make at work. Uh, Kids don't need a helicopter. Helicopter, they need guidance. Yeah, that's true. No, but I think that when they're young, like I mean, who am I to say, right? But like Carter has, uh, at this point, he has teenagers as kids, so he has a lot more experience. But wouldn't you say that up to a certain age, obviously, it's not just guidance. You actually have to take care of, like they're completely, you know, they can't do anything. You got to protect them and do all the other things. So yeah, I mean, I think in the end of the day, there you go, big bad daddy saying, "Wait, my three kids are the very best thing ever happened in my life, hands down." Boom. I feel the same way. Thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate you. Wonder what would it be like the trip on spin molecule after receiving a cornea transplant from a deceased donor. All these ideas are so grim. It's so funny.
Question has never been asked in this universe.
I think this. Yeah, I think you're the first person to ask this question. In this universe? Congratulations. I truly think that these words were never uttered in this order. Huge congratulations. How you doing, man?
Doing well. Just building software. Trying to get ready to launch a product in October. So I'm excited to give Core the first set of license keys for modeling different tryptamines and seeing how they interact with receptors. And yeah, just kind of trying to get that going.
Well, I'm very excited, and yeah, we're gonna be working with Nico to do some fun protocols and tests to see if we can maybe isolate some interesting molecules that can maybe do something. I'm excited to find out. When are we starting, by the way?
Yeah, right now I'm working on just getting the model trained. So we're building an AI model for predicting it. That way you're not just having to run the core calculation every single time. Although that might actually be useful, it's just the amount of compute it takes is quite high. So I don't like, for example, like a couple of nights ago, I was just doing a few calculations and it was like $32. And $32 is not a lot of money, but you know, to kind of like mindlessly calculate for like an hour and spend $32 is quite high. It's out of control. So the idea is to build a model which you can then just quickly predict what the properties are based on the training set. So once I get that going, I'm comfortable offering that for free to everyone. And then, so I think October is when like I can formally start, but if you wanted to start before then, if there was something really interesting, then maybe I could try to carve out space for it.
No, I'm just excited to start. There's a lot happening, so I think it will be. I mean, I do believe that things will unfold exactly on time, exactly how they need to happen. So I'm not worried about it. I would just, again, like I always say, I'm a next step guy. Like, what's the next step? Like, what is the thing that I can do to procure the next step of the evolution of whatever it is that we're doing? So that's what I'm fishing for.
Yeah.
What's up, Evil Icon? Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's a good point. I'll start thinking about that in terms of core, because right now I've been thinking about the product and how we're packaging it. But let me did the intern ever did that ever work out, or are we still?
Oh yeah, I guess we can send him an email. I thought, yeah, I guess we can send him an email. So let me do that. I'll put it in my thing. Also, Chavez Wright is saying, what he built solves that problem. So we should talk. What problem specifically, Chavez? it solves. Also, you can always jump on Discord and actually let us know specifically. Email.
Microsoft just dropped a new model that made it on the paper on the cover of Science magazine.
What does it do?
They do like protein modeling, but they do dynamic protein modeling, so it shows like the real time vibrations
Whoa.
as it's happening. So it's just another layer of computation that was thought to be like the next frontier, and then it was just solved. Like it was just released last week, so it's crazy how fast everything is. Like if you're developing tools in this space right now, like, I don't even know how people are keeping up. It's just it's so fast.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, you understand it's going to get faster and faster. It's going to get wild.
It's insane. I don't. Yeah, like the science is kind of slow, right? It's like testing is very methodical, but the tools are just insane. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go.
Yeah. That was something I wanted to bring up to you. I forget what it was. Well, anyways, I'm very excited about things to come in, and I'm very excited about the things we're going to be doing together. So far, everything that you helped with already blossomed. Like you saw, the paper that you helped me write is now receiving an award from IPI Letters. And again, it's not some kind of an enormous, prestigious journal, but like, I mean, it's cool. It's a physics newsletter. I mean, it's kind of great. Also, by like a whopping margin. Like it's not even close. Like we were clicked on 16,000 times and downloaded over 2,000 times. And the next one down, I think, was downloaded like 60 times or something. It's not even close.
Yeah, that was 8 months ago, right?
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, if I have to be like fully transparent, I think considering the explosive nature of the title and the fact that it's very memeable, DMT laser, it's kind of, I'm not that surprised. So, but still, I'm very, I mean, it's amazing. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think the next step is like because memes are really powerful because they grab attention.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like if you can back it with like punching power, then it's like really awesome.
And that's what we're going to bring now. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right on time. Chavez is saying one of the things I've built is a software that is basically a research lab. It simulates a physical environment in the same way, but uses my frozen calculus formula to reduce the load. Wait, frozen calculus? What does that mean? Also, again, Chavez, if you, first of all, definitely email me about it regardless, but also you can come on Discord now. Guru, if you can drop the link now and then just come to the stage and we can chat about it in real time. That would be cool. Evil Icon is also on there. And Carter? No, Chris. Good to have you.
Dude, I found out about. Have you heard about MDs? They're like MDs, but doctor, like natural medicine people. Have you heard of that?
And NDs? Natural doctors?
Yeah.
No, never heard of it.
I've recently found that it's an actual certification, and I listened to someone on TikTok talk about it, and it's like quantum frequencies and reducing a quantum entropy level, and it's like, and it's a lot of toroids are in this.
And the important thing is that there's a quantum in it. There's a quantum in the title.
When she dropped quantum entropy, I was like, dude, let's go.
It looked like messy spiritual version. Yes.
The problem that I have with this meme is that, like these concepts are borrowed from quantum mechanics, but we're not quantum particles. Like having resonance with a single frequency is not how we operate. Like we're billions of molecules, and so there's no like single coherent frequency that resonates
Mm-hmm.
with, at least not from what we understand. I mean, we're very like messy systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful thing is that we actually produce coherence. Like your podcast with David Rugg, I was actually thinking about the concept where I like when you push back at beauty being fundamental, but then when he then assigned coherence to beauty, then it made sense of why. Like then I thought, okay, yeah, coherence does kind of feel more fundamental than beauty, but beauty feels a little bit more subjective.
Or maybe not. Maybe what we perceive as beauty has an objective component to it, which is maybe coherence, or maybe some combination of things. Like maybe there's some. This is a point that also Deutsch is making in the beginning of Infinity. There's a whole chapter called "Why Are Flowers Beautiful?" And one of the theses. How do you pluralize? I can't even say that word. How do you say thesis plural? Thesize. Anyways, one of the theses, which is very close to another word, one of the theses that he's putting forth is that flowers might have evolved on the objective beauty scale. So, because what they needed to do is to communicate between species, because they needed to basically cross, literally pollinate, and hijack the system of some recognition that is beyond the local. And he makes a whole case for it. And he says that the reason that we recognize flowers as beautiful is because we are universal explainers. And universal explainers, by definition, can recognize universal properties of existence. And because whatever universal beauty is embedded in whatever the flower evolved to be, we recognize it as beautiful. And the deeper point that he makes is that it's possible to imagine such universal forms of beauty, maybe even art forms that maybe we haven't achieved yet, but maybe it's possible to achieve, that the second you cross that threshold of universal beauty in it, no matter how advanced, no matter how far away a civilization would be, it would also recognize it as beautiful if it reached the universal scale. So then, you can kind of communicate between universal forms of art. And maybe that is exactly what is, we're perceiving in these, like, for example, communication styles or forms that might be carrying the higher signature signal that only species of a certain level of universality can actually perceive and understand. Does that resonate with you, or?
Yeah, it does. And one thing that the podcast got me thinking about is like, he presents, for those that haven't heard it, I highly recommend it. But he presents this game A versus game B type of architecture, and it sounds like this transition from a type 0 civilization to a type 1 civilization is one in where game B is the dominant systems or the dominant architecture to all the systems in that civilization. Right? But it seems like, from what we talked to in this specific kind of group that we have, is there's this tendency for people to villainize the leading winners of game A, right? Like billionaires, for instance, right? But it seems like game B is really powerful because it's not about accumulating the most amount of wealth or winning this kind of game, but more resonating with as many people as possible. And I'm kind of curious, like, is game B this I don't want to call it like a utopian or socialistic type of structure, but it seems like it's a little bit, it seems like it's going to be hard to resonate for me, although I love game B.
Well, one of the things that helped sell me, at least on the potential of that idea, by David Rugg, was that the much more advanced and beautiful versions of the things we seek in game A exist in game B. It's like you get an upgraded version of whatever it is that you're actually looking at game A through game B. It might be. Now, I don't know if that's true, by the way. So, like, it's a hypothesis that might end up being true and might not end up being not true, or maybe there's some other orthogonal truth there that we don't quite understand yet. But the thing that is possible to my mind is that maybe it may be the case that in order to get to the the truly, the seed of the truly remarkable futuristic advancements in science and technology might require a different attitude of collaboration and trust on a scale that currently can't even be imagined, because in game A, you're by definition defining it as a competition versus the openness of collaboration that is infinite in scope, because the trust is infinite in scope. Which, again, currently it doesn't even compute for some people. But maybe in order to build these advanced things, you must be the kind of species that has that software running through the social order. So, like, just the infinite trust and the infinite collaborative function. And we're just going to find it and give it to everybody, and find it and give it to everybody. And eventually people will catch up and say, oh my God, like, okay, so how did you guys achieve this? Well, we just did it this way. We just didn't worry about patents and this and that. And we knew that it's going to fix itself. It's going to kind of make it uh, uh, so we can keep doing it, basically. Is it true? I don't know. But that's the thing about Game B and again, Game B is very charged with a lot of these kind of like Charles Einsteinian, Charles Eisensteinian kind of worldview of the more beautiful world our hearts know is possible. But as I am, observing very, very clearly, is that a lot of these, so ideas create certain trajectories of thoughts that beget other ideas that are resonating with those ideas. And what I am noticing, even though I do resonate with some of these ideas, some of these, like, let's call them modern hippie perceptions. And what I mean by modern hippie, it means that it infuses itself within some of the, more kind of future future aiming trajectories, but they are very kind of like, let's hold hands kind of thing ideas. So what I'm noticing, that very often people that are carrying these ideas also carry a lot of delusional perceptions of situations that require realistic ways of going about them. I do think that ultimately what is meant by the transition to Game B is that you don't get to just replace Game A, but it's almost like you run it on top of Game A. So you still have Game A, but the evolution of Game A becomes secondary because the evolution of Game B becomes so much more proficient at making the world better faster. Now, that might turn out to be not true, and then we're going to have to reassess. But if it is true, then that's kind of like what I'm seeing being proposed. Not that you have to replace, but you kind of start running this extra layer that allows for this faster growth because of the attitudes involved. And there is, so like, ultimately what drives people, and then I'll let you comment before ultimately what drives people is how they feel in the moment. So there's a dopamine spike to winning, right? So that drives you. You're like, well, I won this time. I want to try and win again. But there's another, maybe it's not dopamine, maybe it's a oxytocin spike, whatever it is, but it still feels good in the body and it feels meaningful. There's something very beautiful about collaboration, especially collaboration that worked. So it's like when we collaborated and we did this thing, and now this thing came to fruition and became successful, it has also this quality of feeling good in the body that can also drive the agenda. So you would have, but you would always have to have some kind of a spike happening because of something that you did, and then it translated to something good in the world. So what I'm saying, and what is being proposed in Game B, is that kind of a thing, and what is being assumed is that it would it would drive a much larger and faster pace change without the competition. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that a lot. And AI feels like this very essential technology that catalyzes Game B because AI and robotics can potentially automate a lot of the Game A kind of infrastructure, right? And allow us to kind of focus on other, like change the concept of what we deem valuable to society, right? And if we assign resonance, if we assign, you know, value to resonance in a system like the one that David Rugg was talking about in that type of network, I think that's really cool. And also, blockchain feels like another enabling technology that, although it was very game A5, right? Like it was very exploited by game A in the sense that people are pumping and dumping coins and people are hodling and all this. It definitely feels like a very powerful way of decentralizing information within a network and tracking like resonance. It's just a matter of changing the reward function of that network.
Yeah, it's just that what is like it's not calculated; it's naturally occurring. That's the thing that is being. I think what is being. So like instead of just pressing a button that says amplify signal, you now only amplify signals that are very particular, that are aiming, that are what David Rugg is talking about when he's saying they're inspiring. So there's this. I think it kind of belongs to this family of more universal things that again I think the difference between a game A and game B, it's not even in function. It's in the value system behind it and what actually drives the agenda. What drives the agenda in game B is collaboration, which also has this physical component of feeling good, ultimately at bottom. What drives the agenda in game A is competition and winning. And it was good for a period of time where you needed pressure to build inside the system to get to a certain manifestation of form of a certain level of sophistication. Beyond that point, when you enter a space with a lot more void versus uh, dense areas of the same kind of things interacting with one another. So if you even if you think of it in terms of just technical functionality in a space, when you have a lot of the same thing in the same space, you actually almost need the rejecting factor. You almost need, because otherwise it would just become too like clumped. You actually need something that will keep the space away. So some of the actually boundaries and competition and pushing away. But when you get to a space like going to space between planets, the distance, the physical distance becomes so enormous, and the amount of time that you have to spend between stations, let's call them, between going from one star to another and things like this, you all of us the unifying factor becomes way more important because you a have to huddle together, and b you have to derive meaning that drives the agenda from the interaction itself. If you're in a spaceship and you have to constantly butt heads, the spaceship will eventually just explode, right? But if you collaborate, and that's the meaning giving element, then you have a chance of surviving because you can actually do a lot of things together in a unified form. So I think no matter how you flip it, there is a real case to be made for collaboration versus competition, and I think it has something to do with the amount of available raw material to work with and the space that you have to operate in. If you have a very large space, I think you want to favor collaboration. If you have a smaller space, you want to favor competition. If you have a large space, and if you have and by the way, what I mean by raw materials is just what is available for survival. If you have not a lot of it, competition makes more sense. If you have infinite number of resources, because by having the right knowledge, you can create infinite number of everything you need, the resources, the knowledge itself, then I think collaboration makes more sense because then you just want to everything is always available. It doesn't even make any sense to say, well, I'm competing with you for what? Like everything is here. Like food is here, transportation is here, energy is here. If you have infinite number of these things, what are you competing for? It doesn't even make any sense. But you still have to derive meaning from something, because if you don't have meaning, nothing moves. So then you want to learn how to use the fuel of collaboration to derive meaning instead of the fuel of competition to derive meaning. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you sent me a meme this morning, which got me thinking because it was someone posted on X. Did you know that Elon Musk can end the world hunger with 5% of his net worth? And then he responds, "Show me the math that $6 billion can end world hunger, and I'll do it right now."
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I kind of thought, he's serious. Like when he
Oh
says
yeah,
shit like that, like he's totally serious. But then I thought, you know what? If you look at Elon's missions, going to Mars, Neuralink, integrating with AI, space travel, right? Like democratizing space travel. All these are game B, like systems, but it's in a game A world right now. It's in game A stage, right? And
exactly.
it made me kind of appreciate that tweet that you sent me helped me appreciate him because I felt like this guy would do it actually.
Oh, you absolutely do it. And also, the title of this meme was, "This is probably the biggest checkmate I've ever seen." The checkmate was that the organization that was actually making these utterances against Elon, quote unquote, saying, "Oh, look at Elon, he has all this money and he's not doing to actually end world hunger," are the ones that are actually misutilizing funds for their own personal benefits, instead of, because it was the World Organization of the UN that has to do with the distribution of food across the world. That's the checkmate. Because the second meme that Elon put was also, it has to be open source, uh, um, uh, the actual log of everything that you spent money on. Like if you show me the exact plan you have, because that's your set of expertise, of how you allocate funds exactly that ends world hunger, I'll do it right now, because you're full of shit. Because you are actually misusing funds, and then you're trying to point to me. I'm the one that actually doing the real work, and you just like sitting on your ass and just collecting funds and maybe allocating like a small percentage of your funds to do some good work. But the majority of it is just you getting rich, which is true. That's actually been proven that most of nonprofits in the world are basically just giant scams, right? And that was the checkmate, because the whole world pretending, oh, we want to do game B. No, 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 no. You're doing worse than game A. You're doing some game X on the side over there, where you're just like stuffing your pockets while yelling all day long that you're against rich people, while you're getting rich on the expense of other people who don't know any better, and you're just using them as an amplifier for your signal to basically run down all the other people who are actually doing real work. It's just the absurdity of it. It's so upside down. It's crazy. Oh, also, Chavez, I brought you up. I'm not sure where you jumped off. I sent you. I don't know if you saw, but I sent you an invite to the stage. You just needed to click OK on it. I don't know if you're still on or not. In any case, email me about it, brother. I'm actually gonna have to jump off in a moment. Oh, here we go. He just jumped on. How you doing, man?
Hey man, sorry about that. I don't use Discord, so I was like super confused trying to work it.
No worries. So Chavez meet Nico. Nico is a scientist, and he's also in tech, and we've been working together on a few things, and he's going to be helping us driving some of these very interesting ideas forward. So I would love to hear what you have that you said that your company solves. First of all, that's awesome that you've done.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So basically, what I came up with is something I'm calling the frozen calculus formula. You know how they're worried about AI going rogue, or like P doom eventually causing an error so bad that it like cascades to a series of just Skynet, apocalyptic, yeah, like whatever. Um, So basically, I found it's gonna sound it sounds so weird, even just talking about it, which is why it's like way easier to just like show people like the actual thing and the actual math. But I've basically been able to. I've solved that potential issue. Like I've solved the whole AI going rogue, possibly going rogue problem. And he was talking earlier about basically something I built, which is it takes like vibrations. It simulates like a physical environment. So I managed to do that too, but I've combined it with frozen calculus to where it basically became like way more efficient, easier to use. I'm a terrible public speaker about it. So
The important thing is the merit at the bottom of it. So yeah, if you can, the truth is that it has nothing to do with you speaking right now. Just to be clear, I would just like, just when you came on, I was already kind of like jumping off because I have to go. We have a newborn, and I gotta go spend some time with my wife and my child. So if you can email me about the specifics of what frozen math is, and how you're actually solving these problems and what they are, and I would love to look into it, and maybe we can utilize some of the stuff that you've built. So that would be awesome.
oh yeah, I'll send you the whole thing. The math is solid, and like I said, if you want to check out the actual software that we've made, I can send you like a GitHub key, and you can like mess around with it.
Dope. I'm excited, man. I want to do it.
All right, man. I'll make sure I get that to you.
Thank you so much, my man. dangoprocs@gmail.com, just like I put on the thing. Thank you so much, brother. And Nico, I appreciate you too. I'm gonna have to jump off kind of like abruptly because I have family is calling. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Let me just make a few quick announcements. If you got thank you so much if you like on. If you want to follow Nico on TikTok, it'll be NIKO. Wait, NICO or NIKO? I don't see it in front of me. So Nico? KO. MACKAY NIKO MACKAY on TikTok. If you want to follow me across platforms, it will be Danny Goller on Instagram and TikTok, Goller Danny on X, LaserX83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. DANGO Thoughts on YouTube. You can also join the membership program that includes early access to all my content, weekly lives aside from daily lives that is for members only, in which we dive much deeper into topics and talk about all kinds of things and watch videos and whatnot. From the second tier and up, if you sign up for the membership, it actually gives you access to Zoom calls with me once a month, which are very fun and very rewarding. So you can come and join that. Thank you so much for the likes. Jules, love you, brother. Good to see you here. And what else? If you guys still want to donate some stuff for the film, that can actually still be done and is very helpful. You can find a trailer for the Discovery on my YouTube channel, Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts. Find a video called The Discovery. It's the trailer. And in the description of the trailer, you can find the GoFundMe page. It's a pretty heavy lift in terms of what's required in order to see the first premiere with everybody else. But if you donate anywhere above $1,000, you will be one of the first. Well, you'll be the first person on the planet to see the movie with all the other donors that did that. I think it's a big deal. It's pretty cool. Nobody else will see the movie before you do. It's a heavy lift, though, so obviously it's not for everybody. Don't worry. If you don't have that money to donate, don't worry about that. You will still see the film, just like everybody else, and they'll be wonderful to be ready closer to the end of the year. Come join our Discord community, the links to which you can find both on TikTok and on my YouTube channel, on the main YouTube channel. And come check out our website, codereality.com, codereality.com, where you have the protocol. Everything has to do with the lasers and also our merch. Okay, I know it was super, super quick, and I just have to kind of like jump off quickly, but I really, really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for our incredible moderators. Guru, I appreciate you, brother. Ebony and Chris and Jessica, thank you so much for always being here for us, both on YouTube and on Discord. Deeply appreciated. Carter, love you, brother. Thank you so much for being such an incredible partner with Encoded Reality. Nico, I can't thank you enough. And Chavez, I can't wait to see what you got, and maybe we can work with that. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for all the community members, old and new, for the gifts, for the love, and for the fact that you're always showing up and always supporting and asking such wonderful questions. This channel and this work would not be possible without you. Those are not just platitudes. I do mean that. I feel very grateful to have such an incredible community that is slowly growing. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. If not, it's going to be semi-daily now that I'm kind of like getting into a new routine. That's it, guys. Have a good night. Peace and love. Ciao, everyone. Bye-bye.